Okay. How's everyone doing today? Let's see. We got anyone coming on? Oh, it says I have three. Oh, streaming to three different services. Mr. Jones in the house. Mr. Cole. There, we got some people coming in. Sorry for being a couple minutes tardy. Who gave the thumbs up for waiting? I don't know. Wasn't me. Excellent. Excellent. The jock is in the house. Mr. Powers. Get a couple minutes. Let some people are up. Now we're up to 35. We're good. Okay. Sweet. Audio and visuals okay, I hope. I know sometimes, I don't know. I swear I don't change anything. And some weeks you guys are like, it's great this week. And other weeks, it's not great this week. I didn't change the darn thing, so I don't know. One day I'll figure it out. So, hey guys. I've been working my tail off on Total CMS 3. And actually, you know what? I just realized all the latest work was on my laptop. So while we're setting this up, I'll have to pull down all the latest version and install it on my Mac Studio here. Yeah, Matthias. Yep. You can watch the recording and yep, we're good to go. Thanks for everybody. The grammar cop is here. Nice. So, okay. So before I sent out sent out all the posts about the stream, I just quickly typed up, in the image, I typed out sneak peek, but I spelled peek, P-E-A-K, and didn't even think about it. And as I was typing up the summary in the email, I use a browser plugin called Linguist or Linguix or something like that, and it caught my grammar mistake and it said, "Hey, this should be P-E-E-K," and I was like, "Oh shoot!" So I had to go and update the image. Good thing I figured it out before I posted it. So anyway, Total CMS 3, it's coming along pretty nicely. Let me go ahead and, like I said, I'm gonna pull down the latest version. That's my bad. Pull that down, and hopefully I pushed everything up from my laptop. Else we'll see stuff from earlier from yesterday. Else I can run down and get my laptop really quick. Nope, we're good to go. I see all the latest changes that I did. I'll just go ahead and reinstall that really quick. While I'm doing this, I did release a nice update to Foundation 6 last night. It fixed an issue. Davide had an issue, like a very off-the-wall one, where he was passing some certain characters to fill a form. But anyway, the other cool request was from a new user, actually, on the community. Bill, I believe it is. Off the top of my head, I think it's Bill. And he asked, "Hey, how can I open up a pop-up window?" And I was like, there isn't an easy way to do that. So it wasn't too difficult to do. Probably half hour, 40 minutes later, we have the feature. So I shipped that in the button stacks. We can now open up a pop-up window. If your browser supports it, obviously some browsers nuke it, some browsers open it as a tab instead. So, but yeah, if your browser supports a pop-up window, it will open up a pop-up window. There we go. Okay, let me run this install. Alex. Is that Alex Martin? Excellent. Good seeing you. It's been a while. What are the screens behind me? I'm not sure what screens you're talking about. That's cabinets. That's a 3D printer. Those are posters. That's ET. Yeah, Yeah, not sure what screens. It's actually quite clean. Look at my office. It's actually clean. You know, okay, here. Most of the time, okay, here's a little behind the scenes thing. So when I'm standing here, like a lot of my office is like covered up by my body. So my office tends to be quite messed. I always have something up here, right? So, and chances are, if I ever move, you'll see a ton of stuff like all right here. Like I'll move it all right there because I know as I'm standing here, you're not going to see it. So, okay, I see. I'm all installed now, and let's go ahead and let me launch browser here. Let's share the screen. Okay, and let's go up to my demo. And for fun, let's go ahead and launch up my demo project. I won't go over all. I know some of you might not have seen the beta 1 stuff, the stuff that's completely new in Total CMS 1, or sorry, Total CMS 3 beta 1. So I'm not going to rehash everything today. I am just going to go over what's new and what is still in progress. It's been really great seeing people use some of the stacks, and obviously they're beta 1, right? So seeing people use it, I got some really good feedback, have some ideas, and yeah, hopefully we'll make this stacks even better. Okay. Okay, so we got my project file, and did I completely? Oh no, it's just hidden. I forget what I changed in my project here. Okay. Okay. So let's go ahead and do I have gallery? I do have gallery in here. Not many. We can add more though. Okay. Sweet. So first off here, what we'll notice is this image that's right here on the homepage has a nice, beautiful, crisp watermark. Christy, how's it going? Thanks for coming on. Good seeing you. How's the Northwest doing? I think you're still up in Portland area, or is it Washington? I forget. It's Portland or Washington. I think. Maybe you moved. Okay. So this image on the homepage here, if you notice, has a nice watermark on it. And this watermark is actually added to the image by Total CMS. Pretty cool, right? So I'm going to quickly review what's new, and then we'll go into the details a little bit. On the content side, or on the admin side, sorry. First off, I should note, someone asked, is are emojis supported? So we can give a big fat, come on, my keyboard shortcuts. We can give a big fat thumbs up right there, and we can save it. And we can go back and we'll see, voila, we have emojis, right? So emojis work great in Total CMS 3, not so great in Total CMS 1. So there we go. Okay. So that's nice. Further down, we'll notice we have gallery. Okay, so we have a gallery. This is also another gallery. This is something for the watermarks. Okay, we'll play with that in a little bit. There's a few things. So feeds got the feed. Okay, got a slight update. I actually removed tags from this beta. So a feed will not have tags. Because I thought that then made it too much like blog. So I wanted to really make feed a very simple version of blog. And so, yeah, so remove tags. We have title, content, image, and featured. That's it. At some point, I think it was Scott Williams had a great idea. I think feed will also be available inside the light version of Total CMS, which will be nice. Okay. So yeah, there we go. Blog. I worked a lot on blog yesterday. We'll dive into some of that. I haven't done any work on custom collections. That's going to be all beta 3. Okay. So let's dive into some of these details here. First off, let's go into the admin side. Okay. And I updated, oh, it wasn't this one. All right. Well, one thing I did update, okay, is if you edit any of this data, okay, let's say I go ahead and I'm going to put hello world. If you remember, the current beta that is out has a save button in here. Now the save button's gone, and that's because as soon as you close this lightbox, all the data is auto-saved, okay? So just by closing the lightbox, you can either click the close button or you can just click out. All that data is saved. So if I just, let's go ahead and refresh this page, and if I go and look, there we go, hello world is there, okay? So pretty cool. All that data is auto-saved. Actually, you know, for fun, nah, it's fine. We'll keep that for now. Next up is we have, another thing in here. Sorry. Okay, inside the image builder, you'll notice that there is, there's now a new thing here called presets. Okay, so you can go ahead and set everything here, but we have the ability to set up presets in the Total CMS configuration. It's just a file you'll need to configure. And then you can go ahead and when you create those configurations, they will all show up in here. I'll have documentation on how to do that later on, but there is the ability. So if I click on small, let's go ahead and delete anything in here, because anything that you have here will override the presets. You just click on your preset, make sure everything else is done, preview, and there we go. That's a preset for small. We can do like a preset small crop, right? And there we go, right? So you can set up presets. So like if you're like, I want this particular size for everything, and it also makes the macros a lot nicer, right? So you don't need to do like W whatever. You can just set up your preset and bam, you're done. So pretty nice. Okay. So presets are a big addition here. And now watermarks work. Okay. So let's just go ahead and say none here. Let's set this back to 600. Oops. 600. Let's go to watermark. And if we do watermark, you'll notice that I have two watermarks here. And those are watermarks that I uploaded to the watermarks gallery. Okay, so you do have to specify, you have to create a special gallery just for watermarks, and you can upload as many images as you want in there. And those are all the possible watermarks that you can use. They will show up in this drop down. So if I go ahead and choose WS logo, okay, you can then do things such as positions. Let's say I want that to be in the center, and I want the alpha to be 80%. Okay, and the width, let's just set that to be 100 width. Okay, and let's go ahead and hit preview, and voila. So that's how we can set up watermarks, right? Let's go ahead and if we set up, we can choose a different watermark. We can choose that. And while that one's a little bit big, maybe instead of that, we do like 50 W preview, voila. Okay, and maybe 80 is a little bit too much for that particular one, so we do like 50, voila, right? Pretty cool. And all these, again, these watermarks, they're not overlaid. They're not, separate images. They are baked into the image. Okay, which is pretty cool. Gaston says you need a cancel button. So can you revert back? I might add that eventually. I did think about that. So we'll see how the autosave goes. But for right now, if you change and close, if you do want to cancel, if you made a bunch of changes, you're like, oh shoot, I don't want, you could just refresh the page and not close the lightbox. But I can agree a cancel button is probably a good idea. Okay. Okay. So I think that was it for how do you apply the watermarks, all the various options, okay, and the presets. All pretty cool stuff. It's quite a bit of work there. Okay, gallery. Now here, if you see here, here's the watermarks, and the watermarks gallery. Now this particular one, the text on the Weaver space is white, so yeah, I'm not sure what to do about that. I don't know. I'm open to ideas. Yeah, because it's white text on transparent background, so it on my white website it doesn't look so great, which is interesting. Okay, Galleries are pretty nice. So let's go ahead and let's just add in some new images. So I can go ahead and drag and drop, and we can add in images. Let's add in a couple more here. We need that one. And let's see, we don't have this one in there, right? Now, one thing I was trying to do is, that's fine. Let's just go ahead. I'm going to open up this in Finder. Okay. And let's just go to thumbnail view. And let's just go ahead and upload a bunch of more images here. And I'm just going to drag and drop these in there. Okay. And as you see, it uploads them all. Okay. So you can drag and drop multiple images. I need to add a couple more because I'm trying to show off another feature. Let's add in a couple more in here. Okay. And how come it's not showing up? Uh-oh. I think that one, interesting. Didn't like that image. Let's just keep going. I'll figure out why that image wasn't liked. Oh, now it scrolls. All right, I was trying to get this to scroll. I needed to add enough images to just show you that there was a scroll element in here. So once you reach a certain point, this does scroll so that your gallery doesn't take up the entire page, right? Just for fun, let's add in one more just so we have a decent amount of scroll. So there we go. Okay. You can drag and drop to reorder. Just like the current version of Total CMS, drag and drop is autosave. So all you have to do is just drag and drop and you're done. Okay. So yeah, nice. Works really good. Let's go ahead and refresh this page. All right. Next up is just like the image, we can go ahead and all of these are functional for galleries. So we have the ability to edit the EXIF information and the focal point, and all of this is unique for every single image. Okay. The image builder, you'll notice that there are slight differences. The macro is different because this is getting a gallery image. So if I wanted to display this specific gallery image somewhere, here's the macro that we can use to get that. Okay. And we have access to all the same things. We can use presets, we can use watermarks and all that jazz for our gallery images as well. Okay. Okay. Actually, guys, I have something I need to go get my laptop really quick because I just realized there is something I need to get off of it so that I can show it off. Okay. Give me 1 second. All right, sweet. Sorry about that, guys. I pushed all the changes up to my computer from downstairs. Okay. Wanted to get that done. Okay, so galleries. You can also favorite all your images. Oh wait, I stopped my screen sharing. Voila. Okay. I have to restart this project because I copied up a new one really quick. Don't save. Okay. I'll open that in a second. For let's see. Oh, starring your images. So you can go ahead and set any image to featured. Okay. And then maybe on the content side of galleries, you can then show all featured images or something like that, right? So there's different things you can do. We can clear the cache for this particular image. We can delete an image, right? So if I wanted to go ahead and delete this image right here, it confirms that image is gone, right? And then you can download the original image, right? So if you click this, this will download the original image that we uploaded, not a modified version. Okay. Watermarks. Watermarks are just a normal gallery. There's nothing special about it. The only special thing is its name. The gallery is called watermarks. So yeah. And the name of the gallery is configurable in the CMS. So if you want to call it something other than watermarks, you can, but not sure why you would. So yeah, just set up a gallery called watermarks. You can drag in all of your, and actually this is another feature because these are PNGs. So as you know, the current version of Total CMS only supports JPEGs. These are transparent PNGs. So we can upload whatever we want in galleries for Total CMS 3, which is nice. Okay. Let's see. I see a bunch of questions. Sorry, I haven't been looking at the chat. Can you put a grid-like background to show the PNG? Oh, that's a good idea, Christy. Yeah, if it's a PNG, maybe show like a transparent, like a grid background. That's a great idea. I do like that. Actually, I could just show it all the time, and then if you have a JPEG, you just won't see it because the JPEGs. Yeah, great idea, Christy. I will do that. I do that somewhere else. I forget where I do that. I have to remember where I did that. I remember creating a SVG that was that transparent pixel grid so that it was super cool. And I remember patting myself on the back for doing that. Maybe that was in Total CMS 2. I'll have to look into that. Good idea, Christy. Thank you very much. That's a great one. I will get that done. Okay. Can you bulk upload several images into the gallery at the same time? Yes. I did that earlier. Maybe you posted that question when I did that. But yeah, I uploaded 50 images. But I think maybe what you're referring to is you have like hundreds of images and you want to batch upload them into the CMS. Or 1,000 images or something like that. I don't have that available yet. But I think that should be a feature, like some sort of, folder import of images where, you can upload a folder to your server. Instead of having to drag them and dropping them online, just have them all on the server and say, here's my folder images, and it'll just move them in, and then it'll analyze each one for the EXIF information and all that stuff because it needs that stuff. So I do like that idea. And let me make sure let me add that to my to-do list actually right now. 1 second before I forget, because I do think that would be a very good thing to have. Okay. Gallery import from folder. Okay. Added that to my list. He showed dragging a button. Okay, yes. Make a star visible in the gallery thumbnail if an image is selected as featured. You can do that, Johan. Yeah. Yeah, you should be able to do that. Because we'll have... I haven't built the content side of galleries yet. Okay. I'll show you what I have so far. Actually, what I built last night, it was when I was like in the wee hours of the night and I was half falling asleep. So I don't even know how well it will work. So that's hot off the press. I do plan on having one gallery option. And yeah, I want to try to make it as flexible as possible. Now, with the power of Twig, though, you can, in theory, do whatever you want. Okay, so you'll have the ability to check to see if something's featured. If it's featured, then you can add a little SVG, and then you can have a swatch that will then position that SVG, or something like that, right? So if I don't add something like that myself, then adding it yourself isn't rocket science. Okay, it's doable because really, I mean, my main goal for Total CMS 3, okay, is I want it to. The beauty of Total CMS 3, let me back up a little bit, is that your design and your data, your content, are separated. Okay, that's the beauty of it. I can add 1,000 blog posts, or upload a million images. Okay, and I can modify my design without having to worry about messing up my data. Okay, that is the beauty of Total CMS. Now, obviously, from a design perspective, Total CMS isn't going to be able to do every single layout that you would ever want to integrate your data in, right? Now, Total CMS 1 does have some flexible, like the blog list, right? But the blog list, while it's nice, it doesn't do a lot, right? So where Total CMS 3 is trying to go is to allow you to integrate it with whatever your favorite layout and design tools are, okay? Whether or not they're mine or not. Now, with that said, I do think I need at least some basic level of tools, okay? Such as a gallery stack, okay? I'll need to have some sort of gallery so that you can, create and have a gallery using Total CMS. I'll probably have some sort of simple blog list style thing, right? So you can have a blog list. Will it be different than the current blog list? Yes. Will it do everything the current blog list does? No, probably not. Will it do more different things than the current blog list? Yeah, I'm sure it does, right? Yeah, so I'm not going for feature parity between 1 and 3. I'm trying to do this how I would develop a product now, okay? Yeah, I'm always, as always, I'm open to feedback to making the best products that we have out there, okay? I forget where I was going with this. Effectively, the important thing is that CMS 3 is really geared towards managing the data and doing that like the best way possible, okay? And then giving you really good tools to integrate that data with your favorite layout tools, right? But with that said, I know that some of those tools can be scary, even although I think I've done a pretty decent job so far. I'll show you where I'm going with those things in a little bit. Okay. I do see the need for simple things to get started quickly. Okay. Now maybe you'll graduate from those things quickly and then you'll learn to use, either a block grid or, some sort of column layout or bento or something like that, right? Whereas a lot of really great layout tools out there that I want to make sure that we can leverage so that you can use those cool layout tools with Total CMS. Okay, let's get back into the demo. Okay, I think that's gallery. I mean, another thing, I forget who. I think it was Erwin. I don't know if Erwin's here. He had mentioned, I think it was on maybe the Hangout on Friday when I was talking about this. Because none of this gallery stuff existed on Friday. So yeah, I worked my butt off all weekend and this week to get this done. And we needed I didn't want to have the upload inside here, like on images. An image you can have an upload. It didn't make sense to have it in here in the gallery. So we have kind of a global upload button that you can access, especially for mobile, right? Where you can't really drag and drop images. So having this to click to open up a file upload dialog. There we go. Okay. Pretty cool. Feed, there's really not much to show with feeds or blogs. I think at this point, well, there is stuff to show with blog. I did a lot of work on blog in the past 2 days, and but that kind of requires us to dive into RapidWeaver or Stacks. So let's go ahead and launch Stacks Classic. Yes, Alex, I am using the Arc browser. It's grown on me. There are some things I still don't love about it, but all in all, I do like it. Actually, I signed up for I'm now a part of their early access program. And one of the coolest things is their icon for their early access actually is pretty cool. I like their icon. So if you sign up for the early access program, I think it's open to anybody. You can go ahead and that's the icon for Arc. I did have some issues this morning, minor thing, like it duplicated when it updated to the latest beta version. It duplicated my favorites up here, so I had like 2 of everything. So, and it was easy enough to clean that up, but yeah, it's definitely beta. Okay, Stacks. The gallery stacks, I mean, pretty simple. It looks pretty much the same as images. One thing I did want to note this is the admin stack. I want to show the content side. We have a new image for edit mode during the beta. Okay, until I design a nice banner for Total CMS 3, we have this awesome new edit mode image for content images in Total CMS 3. But what I wanted to show is down here, we now have the ability to add a watermark options into here. Now, since this stack doesn't, it can't pull all your existing watermarks from the CMS and inject them here, you have to know the name of your watermark that you want to use, put that in there, and then at that point, it'll go ahead and use all the other options that are the same, right? So we now have the ability to add watermarks directly in the settings. One thing that I didn't add, which might be useful, is the ability to have a preset in here. So if you configure those presets, I haven't added that yet. I could though. It wouldn't be difficult to add. I don't think. Okay, so if you add a preset here, that preset you'd have to type it in. So you'd have to know the name of the preset that you created, type that in, and at that point, that preset would be used. So that's probably something I should add. Okay, so that's all that I added for images was all the watermark stuff in the image stack. Okay, let's see. The admin side, we now have we have gallery admin stacks. The help or the settings here are pretty much identical to the image. You have all the same upload rules as you did before. Okay, you can now that we have gallery, you can use this max count. So that you can, if you want to limit the number of images in a gallery, you can do that. Okay. Blog admin. This one got quite an overhaul. Okay. And so now there is as you saw from beta 1, there's a blog form stack. Okay. For those of you who are new, haven't seen it before, basically it's just an all-in-one blog form. Okay. Pre-made for you. So that you don't need to add all the individual stacks or fields that you want. It's just kind of done for you. Okay. Now by default, I don't show all the fields, but in here you can go ahead and add various fields, right? So if you want to add all of the fields, you can go ahead and add in all the fields, and you have one big, huge honkin' form with all the fields. Okay. Now this is just kind of like the set it and forget it mode. If you wanted to create a custom form for blog, you can do that. And at that point, I don't have the custom stuff all ironed out and pretty yet, so I'm not going to show that right now. But you can create your own custom forms just like you could now in Total CMS 1. But I like having the option of just dragging out a blog form and then, turning on and off fields. And it's just an admin side, so, you're probably going to be good with the layout that I choose, right? It's a decent, 2-column layout. You do have some customizability with the help styles. So if you wanted, help on hover or help box and all that other jazz from helps, the different styles of help, you can do that. Okay. So yeah, this doesn't look like much, but this like took like an entire day of like very tedious work. So there we go. That is the blog form. Okay. Feed form. If you notice, I didn't do much. I did increase, like, I fixed some layout issues that were here. And also, as we saw before, I did remove tags. Now with feeds, since there's so little fields, you can't turn on and off fields. It's just, this is what you get, okay, for a feed. Custom admin, I said we're going to ignore. Okay. On the content side, so I actually haven't used this at all yet. I haven't tested it at all. I created the stack. I haven't tested it at all. Okay. So this will be interesting. Actually, maybe we could test it with feeds, because actually I have a feed on this page, but it's the similar concept. Let me review. So actually, let's look at what we had in beta 1. In beta 1, we had this thing called a loop stack. And in here, you had to specify your collection, and you had to like create something called a loop key. And when I made it, I was like, this is really clever and intelligent, and yeah, it wasn't so user friendly. Okay. So this is version 2 of it. Okay. The loop stack is still there for, I think it's perfect for advanced users. But this is the simple version. Okay. All you need to do is you have one setting. That's it. Okay. And this setting is to create a blog, or you basically the name of your blog. Okay. Which by default is blog. Okay. Then I have all of these little macro hints. These aren't settings. These are just little things that you can actually copy paste to quickly learn how to inject this data into your content. Now, how would you use this? Okay. If you're familiar with feeds, actually, you know what, since I know I have some feeds turned on, we're gonna go into this feed admin stack. I'm actually gonna delete this entire thing right there. And we're gonna create the same thing, but with a feed. Since there's less fields, it's a little more user friendly. Feed, right? No, that's a form. I need feed loop. Okay. Okay. So here we have feed loop. It's the same exact thing as blog. It's just for a feed. Okay. You define what your collection is, which by default is feed. And then we have some macro hints, right? Some ways that we can access the data from our feed. Okay. Now, I created this last night. I actually haven't tested it at all. So this is live me testing this, and I hope it works. Okay. And just to verify, if I refresh this, I think this is going to have some data. Oh, I have to publish for it to have data. That's okay. And we'll publish it here. I see I have 3 posts. Okay. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start creating some layouts in here. Okay. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to do a 2-column layout. Okay. And maybe I have an image on this side and the text and the content on that side. Seems simple enough. Okay. Let's just do that. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to go ahead and, one thing I have to do, and this is going to be experimental because this is the first time I'm testing this, is an easy way to getting the image. Do I need to create a specific image friendly version for these? I don't know. But for right now, I'm just going to use the image. I'm going to use that. Okay. Oh, I need to make that responsive. That's not responsive in edit mode. Okay. And then my object ID is going to be, I'm going to zip through some of these settings really quick. I'm going to do post.id. Okay. I need to do custom collection property. This is going to be feed. Yeah. See, this is what I'm doing right now is not user friendly. So I need to make this better. Okay. Whether that is a new stack and keep this stack for advanced users, I don't know. Okay. But, what I just did right here is it works, and it makes sense if you understand under the hood, but yeah, we need to make it better. Okay. And it will be. All right, and I think that should do it. So that gets us our image over here. But let's show you how we can get the content, right? Really easily. So we're just going to use some foundation header stack. And then I'm just going to do, now if you don't know, I'm going to go over into here and, I want the title. How do I get that? Oh, let's just copy that. Okay. And let's go into here. I'm going to paste it in there. And that will be the title for my post. Okay. And below that, let's do our post content. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to put in a, I'm going to put an HTML stack. And I'm going to put in, what's our post content macro, which is right here. Now, what's useful if in here is you'll notice that for post content, it has this little doohickey called this pipe raw. Okay. And the reason for that is the post content contains HTML. And if it contains HTML, it's just a twig thing. We need to have that syntax in there. So yeah, making this copy paste just kind of makes it a no-brainer, which is pretty nice. Okay, let's go ahead and add a little bit of gutter. Okay, and essentially what this is going to do is, so I built my layout for a post in the feed. Okay, and what this will do is it's going to loop through, and it only has three posts in this feed on my published site. This is going to loop through and create this, and they're just going to be sitting on top of each other, right? So let's go ahead and publish that. I'm actually going to do a republish all because I know this has some new stuff that I haven't published yet. There we go. Okay. And let's refresh. There we go. Okay. And none of my posts have content. Oops. Okay. I guess I was lazy. So yeah, my posts don't have content, but yeah, there we go. We have our layout of our image on the left and our title and content on the right. And for fun, actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna link this entire thing and then make it, so we can edit the data in the form. So let's go ahead, and what I'm gonna do is here we're gonna go ahead and I could probably make this a little simpler too, but it's not too difficult. I'm just gonna chuck the whole thing in a link container, and I want to edit the link, and I'm gonna do $ID equals, and then post.id. Okay. That macro is also in that feed stack, but I knew what it was off the top of my head, so I just typed that in there. Let's go ahead and publish again. All right, let's refresh. Okay, so now if I click on this, it should load the post. It does. Here, and we're just going to go ahead and add in some lorem ipsum text in here. Okay, we're going to save that. The heck. All right, one thing that bothers me about Arc is it hijacks Command S sometimes. Oh, man. What did I do there? Uh-oh. I broke feed forms for something. Not sure what I did there. All right, well, I'll have to fix feeds. Oops. But yeah, we'll have to fix feeds. Not sure what's going on there. Oh, I think I know really quick. Let me just quickly go in because I removed, hold on one second. I'm going to speculate what the error is really quick. Take me 2 seconds. Hold your horses. All right, let's try that again. Nope. Oh well. Tags is missing, but it shouldn't be. Oh. Hold on one second. I thought I republished all. Hold on one second. I really would like this to work, so let's just take me 2 seconds to fix this up. Oh, that's my bad. That's actually a bug. I need to fix this. Okay. I know exactly what it was. Wasn't what I thought. Okay. Now let's try. Let's save that again. Yay! Okay. Sweet. Let's go ahead and here, I'm gonna go ahead and just quickly add some content to the other posts. Okay. Come on, save it. That's gonna drive me nuts about Arc. Just to let you know. I'm gonna have to. Oops, cancel. All right, there we go. Let me just remove the ID from there. All right. So this is all about, I just want to have some data in here so we can test. So as you see, now I have a simple layout in the stack. It just basically took all the items in the feed, okay, and it replicated that layout for every single post, okay. Obviously, eventually we're gonna have to add more logic to this, such as, you know, limit the number of items, you know, probably have some sort and filter options and all that jazz, okay. But for now, as you see, just the basics, it can do this. Now, what if you don't want a layout like this? What if I don't want them right on top of each other, right? This works very similar to feeds, okay? Let's say I'm gonna transform this into like a more grid-based layout, probably what we're more used to, okay? So what I'm gonna do is here, I'm gonna use block grid. I'm gonna use this. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to drag my loop into the block grid. Now in block grid, you can go to full width edit mode, which is useful, especially for stuff like this. Now, instead of this 2 column in here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag in my grid cell into loop. And all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna, here, I actually don't want, we're gonna change the layout. I don't want a 2 column anymore. I want the image with the header, with the content. There we go, okay? And then inside the block grid, we can add in our margins and whatnot. And we could say how many items we want. So let's say 3 on medium, 2 on small, and inherit on large. That's fine. Okay. So let's think about this. Okay. I did that quite fast. Okay. I probably should have slowed down a bit. I think everyone understood when I had the previous layout where I had, let's quickly build that up again, maybe. Okay. Just so we should just have both on the page. Here. Do I risk doing Command Z to get the old layout back? I'm playing Russian roulette here. Oh, look at that. Okay. Russian roulette. I think the trick sometimes is don't Command Z too fast. Go slowly. Look at that. I did a lot of Command Z's all the way back to that. Okay. I think everyone can understand this simple layout where I have a loop, and then basically what it's doing is it's recreating this link container multiple times for each object in the feed, right? So it created this, and then this, and then this, right? Okay. How does that work with this block grid, though? So essentially, here, let's just go ahead and I'm going to add in just a little bit of content into here. Okay. Okay. Here's a block grid, right? And as you see, if I were to create a block grid of content without any sort of CMS involved, this is how I would do it, right? I'd have each block grid would have its own bit of content. Okay. Well, essentially all I'm doing is replicating this block grid cell. That's essentially what we want to do. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. So instead of me adding my own content, okay, I want to create block grid cells with Total CMS. Okay. So let's go ahead and I'm going to manually do this now. We're going to go in here. I'm going to add my feed loop. Okay. And I want my feed to generate block grid cells. So at this point, this block grid cell, here, let's just do this. Something simple. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to add a header in here. And I'm just going to put post. Okay. So if I publish this, there we go. All right. So as you see, this created 3 items in the grid with the word post in it. And why did it create 3? Because there's 3 posts in my feed. So now, obviously, instead of creating static content, we want to take the data from each individual post and integrate it into that cell. Right? So to make this easier, like I said earlier, in the block grid cell, you can do full width edit mode, and that just makes the width of each block grid full width, just so it's a little bit easier. So now we can go ahead. I'm going to delete this header. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. I'm just going to copy that in there, and then I'm going to copy this inside that, and then I'm going to take that content and put it right below there. Right. So now my block grid cell contains an image, the header, and the content. Hopefully that made sense. We're just going to add in a little bit of gutters. We're going to change the number of grid columns and publish. So there we go. 2 different ways of doing it, right? Up here, we're using the block grid to generate the data, okay, in the layout. And here we're using it just straight on top of each other, which is pretty cool. Let me see if there's any questions. I saw the chat room kind of going off a little bit. All right, browser. Oh, I can change the command S to show and hide the sidebar. Yeah, I should probably do that. Yeah, I know that there's settings in the Arc sidebar to change that command S. You are 100% correct. So yeah, I should definitely do that. Okay, now we saw this with feeds. The way to do it with blog is going to be exactly the same. You'll just have more fields available to you. Okay. And yeah, I definitely need to redo this image stuff to make that particular thing simpler. Okay. And it's on my goal to achieve that before I ship this beta, because I want to kind of get that feedback and remove these hard to use, understand features. So, similarly, okay, so you saw I added it for blog and for feeds. There's also a gallery loop, okay, stack. And I'm not even going to attempt to do this right now, because I'm pretty sure there's bugs. I literally was falling asleep as I made this last night. And you see there is a ton of data that you can access for each image in the gallery. So, but just like a feed, right? This is going to loop through every single image in the gallery, and then you can build out your own custom layouts with bento, with whatever you want. And then you can integrate all of the images, all of the data for the image inside that layout as well, right? So all of the EXIF information, every kind of thing, right? All the stuff that we can access in here. And there's a ton of data that Total CMS stores for every image. So we have the focal point, we have all of the EXIF information, all of the camera information, the GPS information, colors stored within the image, and some, read-only type of metadata, okay? So yeah. There's all kinds of stuff that you can access and integrate within the gallery loop. And here's just copy paste all of that data directly into there. Okay. Another thing, actually, I do want to say something that's kind of cool, and blog has this as well. if you know, feed doesn't have a date field. Okay. However, if we go to this feed loop, you'll notice that there is a date created and a date updated date. Okay. Let's go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and add those into here just so we can kind of see those. Let's just make them here. We're just going to make them P. Right, and we're going to do, let's copy and paste. We're going to do date created. And I'm going to do created colon and then my macro. Okay. And we're going to do updated. Now, you don't have the ability to change these dates, okay, because they are managed by the CMS. So we have post updated. I think it's updated. Let me just verify that. Oh, I didn't. Oh, there's a bug. I gotta fix that in the stack that says created. I'm pretty sure it's updated. Right, and let's publish that. Can we ensure the geographical coordinates or photos are systematically removed before publication? Yes, you can. So the the EXIF data, it is customizable. You can, and I think I added a setting to remove it or not, or to store it or not. But if the photo doesn't have, GPS coordinates in the EXIF data, then it's not stored. So you can strip that out beforehand if you don't want any of that data. And I'm pretty sure I do have options that don't store it if you don't want to. I forget what the default is. Okay. But I do have to say the images that are created don't have that data. Okay. And if you don't display it, then no one's gonna ever know that data. Okay. So there we go. Oh, let's go ahead and preview this. Wrong page. So there we go. We have the created and updated times. Although created should be different. I'll have to verify that. I'll do some more testing on that. But the updated time, interesting. Let me go ahead and I added the created field when after I wrong. It's not even that one. Where is it? Here it is. Interesting. I think I added this created feature after. I'm going to go ahead and create a third here. We're going to, just for fun. Oh, but then it's going to be the same created and update date. It's going to be the same. Darn. I'll do some testing, but I added that created feature after I created this feed. So the data probably wasn't there. So it just added the latest timestamp to it. Because if we look at the actual code, I think, yeah, it's the same exact time. So that's exactly what happened. Yep. But if here for fun though, I'm going to go ahead and I'm not sure what this one is, but let's go ahead and edit one of these. Updated. Save. And this one was 4R. This one. Oh, well, I need to fix that. Apparently created and updated both get updated on update. So I will have to fix that. Darn. Bugs. Okay. There we go. Let's see. Shame you can't change the dates. You will be able to change the date on blog. So blog has a date field. Okay. And you'll be able to change that. But blog essentially now has 3 date fields. You can have the date field, and then you have created and updated. Okay. The created and updated fields aren't updatable. Okay. Via a form. So, yep. There we go. So yeah, in blog, you do have the ability to change the date for a date field. But again, in blog, you'll have 3 date fields effectively now for every single blog post. Okay. But in custom collections, if you want to have 10 date fields, you can have that, and they can all be updatable. It's up to you. Okay. So that's custom collections. I think that's about it that I have to show off. I still have some more things to do. I need to test out. Obviously, there's some bugs with some of these looping things that I need to fix out. Mostly some of these macros were not correct. The created versus updated thing. I wasn't aware that was a bug, so that's good to know. Get that fixed. Yeah, in generally, like for those that have used beta 1, I'm not sure who's here. Hopefully, if you want to give me some feedback on the community or whatnot, what you think of the new feed loop and blog loop stacks. They're, I think, infinitely more user-friendly than what we had previously with the loop stack. Much easier to use. So I'm happy with that. I think we did it right there. So, okay. That's it, guys. That's all I had to show off today. Hopefully I'll have, I want to get this released this week. Okay. So I do have quite a bit more work to do. But I think it should be possible. Bang out this afternoon and all day tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll have that done. Just a little ETA on what's coming up. So beta 2, gallery, as you saw, is done. There's a few minor things I need to do. I'm going to try my best to create an actual gallery stack. I do have the loop stack where you can create your own custom thing, but I do want to have I purchased a commercial gallery actually. So yeah, I want to try to get that done, and have a nice looking gallery stack. So you can just drag and drop and have a fully functional gallery, just by dragging it on there and setting your gallery ID, and then you're done. Right. So yeah, I hope they have that done, at least a very simple version of it this week. Blog got a revamp in this beta. I do also, in the demo file, I'm going to have a fully functional, like 4-page blog setup, right? So we have the blog admin, the blog form, and then on the content side, the blog list and the blog post page, right? So I have all of that set up and functional. And I'll probably do a similar thing for feeds, so that we can have kind of an all-in-one package for feeds as well, which will be interesting. So that's beta 2. Beta 3, the next beta after that, I'm going to be focusing on custom collections. Okay. Custom collections are a thing. They do work now, but they're not user-friendly to create. So that's going to be probably the biggest thing left is creating all the forms for that. It's quite a complex UI, yeah, creating that will be a little challenge, but definitely doable. So giving you guys the ability to define and create your custom collections will be a game changer. That's going to be obviously the big feature of Total CMS 3. So those will come in beta 3. Okay. And then beta 4 after that, I currently have planned for file depot. Okay. Those are two things that haven't been created yet. Although now that I've created image and gallery, file and depot are just kind of subsets of that, right? Because even simpler, because I don't need to actually display an image or dynamically resize and pull EXIF data and all that jazz, right? So a file is just a file, and depot is just a list of files. So those shouldn't be too difficult, but those will come in beta 4. And then we have beta 5, which I won't even get into. It's got a whole bunch of other new stuff, new fields. That you need some licensing stuff. And at that point, once we hit beta 5, that will then start, maybe doing a more wide open beta, or give further access to people after beta 5 ships. That's my current plan. Okay. So yeah, do I have a time frame? I do not. It will be done when it's done. I'm literally working 7 days a week, 10 to 12 hours a day, or more, getting all of this done. So yeah, as soon as possible. I want you guys to have this as soon as possible as well. If you do, yeah, let me know what your thoughts are so far. Give me some feedback. There is a Total CMS 3 beta group on the community. So if you'd like to just kind of be a fly on the wall, you can join that group, ask questions and whatnot, and that would be great. So thank you very much, everybody. Let me see if there was any other questions. Nope. Cool. Awesome. Thank you very much. Have a great rest of your week. I hope to see you on Friday at the Hangout. And have a wonderful week. Go forth and make your websites great. Bye.